Hello, Aman. Hello. Welcome to the show. Traffic था काफी आज.
Gurgaon, Delhi, or it's become part of life, right? Now.
Right, correct. No, so please, I think that's your coffee. Thank you, Manish. Take us back to 2016. We'll talk about boAt here as a brand which you co-founded. What has been the journey like? And if you were to go back and reflect back, give yourself a piece of advice, what would that be?
No, before that, I will say, I was, I have a very long relationship with the Jagran group. I was telling Bharat also that, you guys had a FM channel called, or FM channel like that, Jagran, Mantra, Radio Mantra, like 15 years back. And I used to supply products to Jagran. After that, there was a TV channel called IBN 7 or Jagran 7. I supplied products there also. So Jagran, thanks for calling me here, guys. It's like coming to the family.
Nostalgic.
Yeah. So what was your question?
Again, like taking it back to 2016, when you started off with boAt, क्या था thought उस समय, अब क्या changes आए?
तो 2016 में हमने boAt start किया था. It was like I was working for JBL. So, I knew how to, how products are made, how products are sold, consumer market landscape. And at that time, things were changing in India. And consumers were changing. Brands were very boring. Jada brands the nahi. Bose, JBL, Sennheiser. And they were mostly boring brands like grey, black. ये products बनाते थे. So I think हम लोगों ने थोड़ा सा better products लाए. Better, India को base ज़्यादा पसंद है तो better base डाल दी. Consumer marketing थोड़ी better करी. And I think, we've done well. Touch wood. God has been kind. Consumers.
You're the second largest, audio manufacturer right now in the world, not just in India. कैसे ये feat achieve हो पाई and कुछ secret sauce होगी, कुछ ऐसा interesting आपने किया होगा जो बाकी brands नहीं कर पाए. तो उसके बारे में थोड़ा बताओ.
No, so it's a proud moment that now we are the second largest audio brand in the world. And guess which is the first one? Any guesses?
Let's open it for the audience.
Yeah, so it's Apple. So Apple sells the maximum AirPods, and then second is us. So I always used to say A for Apple, B for boAt, right? And वो बिल्कुल alphabetically पढ़ रहा है. So no, we've done well, यार. And we sell only in India. And I think we are blessed to have a population as large as what India has, that we don't need to go outside. And even selling in India, we've become second largest in the world. So it's fun. It's fun to be there. How did I get there? It was not a dream. हमने कभी सोचा नहीं था कि हम इतना बेच लेंगे. But our products were perceived well. We sell close to 4-5 crore units a year. And consumers our repeat rates are more than 60%. So if people buy a boAt, they keep buying boAt. It's just that some people tell me, what do I sell? I say मैं कानों का नशा बेचते हूँ, right? तो एक बारी वो you get used to the sound of boAt, you keep buying it. So that's the fun.
So 2016 में हुआ, उसके बाद बीच में एक television show पे आप आए, which changed a lot of things for you, right? What is core tech for you in terms of जब आपने boAt को शुरू किया तो जो आपका वो driving force था, and now with the entire Shark Tank thing coming into the picture, if you were to go back and focus on that core area which really was there when you started off boAt, वो क्या था और वो show के बाद क्या changes आए, how has it helped you differentiate, कैसे कर पाए आप अपने आप को?
Show से tech का कोई relation नहीं है भाई.
Brand से.
Brand का तो show पे मैं बाद में आता हूँ. तो टेक में हम लोग शुरू से बहुत इन्वेस्ट, अगर आप सही देखो तो हम लोग पहले वायर्ड ईयरफोन्स बेचते थे, फिर हमने वायर्ड हेडफोन शुरू करे, फिर वायरलेस प्रोडक्ट्स बेचने शुरू करे, वायरलेस नेक बैंड्स, एंड देन द मार्केट केप्ट चेंजिंग टू वायरलेस TWS, and now we've just launched watches. So I think if you don't, and watches maybe now we've launched the ring. So I think technology keeps progressing, and if you don't, so there are a lot of brands in our space, unfortunately, which died because they could not keep up with the technology, whether it was the 4G wave which was coming up, whether it was BlackBerry. So in our space, you have to keep up, and if you don't change, you will die. And we don't want to be in the same boat as those guys, right? So that's why we keep evolving, keep adapting, and keep making better tech.
Right. So
Shark Tank से इससे कोई फर्क पड़ा नहीं. ब्रांड में फर्क पड़ता है, हाँ, Shark Tank से people now know boAt, and whether it's tier A, tier B, tier C, मतलब पूरा India में people, there is a lot of population which is watching boAt. Our offline presence has, offline sales have gone up. So if you ask me, 100% increase in offline sales from last year to this year is because at least now people know what boAt is, and thanks to Shark Tank that effect is there.
Correct. नहीं, interesting. So you mentioned a lot about that. अगर मैं फ़ोन्स पे आऊँ, क्योंकि फ़ोन की बात हो रही है, वे सेलिब्रेटिंग मोबाइल एंड मोबिलिटी, राइट? गाड़ियों पे भी आएंगे इसके बाद, बट फ़ोन्स की अगर मैं बात करूँ, आई सी दैट यू आर यूजिंग एन आईफोन, बट ऐसा कहते हैं कि जो हार्डकोर गीक होता है ना, वो एक एंड्रॉयड यूज़र होता है. हैव यू एवर बीन लाइक एन एंड्रॉयड पर्सन बिफोर, और डू यू हैव अ सेकेंडरी फोन विच इज एन एंड्रॉयड?
No, unfortunately.
So मतलब हार्डकोर एप्पल इकोसिस्टम
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, वो आदत पड़ गई भी है. बट इंडिया में 95% ऑफ इंडिया इज ऑन एंड्रॉयड, राइट? इंडिया इज एन एंड्रॉयड कंट्री, इट्स नॉट एन एप्पल कंट्री. आई एम श्योर मतलब वो दिल्ली वगैरह में होता है, एंड इट्स मोस्टली अबाउट द 5% ऑफ द कंट्री. बट इंडिया इज लाइक, इफ यू सी वाई, इफ यू यूज एन एप्पल एंड इफ यू यूज एन एयरपॉड, तो क्या होता है ना, वो कनेक्टिविटी बहुत सॉफ्टवेयर इज लाइक एम्बेडेड, कि आप खोलो और सॉफ्टवेयर में सीधा दिखाई दे जाएगा ऊपर कि एयरपॉड्स, एंड देन यू बिकम यूज्ड टू दैट. एंड द सेम थिंग इफ यू बाय अ बोट एंड you are an Android phone, you get the same experience. Like you open the earphone. So we are partners to Google. तो उसमें क्या होता है, आप अगर हमारे हेडफोन खोलो तो वो सेम इफेक्ट, सेम सॉफ्टवेयर आता है जैसे एप्पल और उसके ईयरपॉड्स का आता है. सो इंडिया में एंड्रॉयड, टिल द टाइम एंड्रॉयड डज वेल, वी विल डू वेल.
इस साल की अगर मैं बात करूं, सो वी हैव सीन इनोवेशन काफ़ी. फोल्डेबल्स फ़ोन के अंदर बहुत सारी इनोवेशन आई है. AR VR टेक्नोलॉजी वेरेबल्स में काफ़ी इनोवेशन आई है. एप्पल ने प्रोविजन लॉन्च किया, दैट स्पेशियल रियलिटी, बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग फ्यूचर है उसका हेड. व्हाट अकॉर्डिंग टू यू, बीइंग अ टेक एंटरप्रेन्योर, इज द ट्रांजिशन फ्रॉम अ स्मार्टफोन? जैसे स्मार्टफोन, पहले तो ये भी बताओ इसमें कि पीक स्मार्टफोन क्या हम रीच कर गए आपके हिसाब से, इन योर ओपिनियन, एंड इसके बाद ट्रांजिशन क्या होगी? जैसे पेजर से फ़ोन आया, फ़ोन के बाद क्या होगा?
यार मुझे पता नहीं. अगर आप फ्रैंकली देखो तो आईफोन भी पिछले 10 सीजन में थोड़ा सा ऊपर से बड़ा हो जाता है, थोड़ा यहाँ से छोटा हो जाता है, कभी ये बटन ऊपर नीचे का बटन बना देते हैं. आई डोंट थिंक देयर इज एन एवोल्यूशन हैपेंड इन द हार्डवेयर साइड फॉर लास्ट फ्यू ईयर्स. इट्स मोस्टली software getting better, maybe charging getting faster, and maybe an app getting better. So I don't know what is the innovation happening on the phone side as such, because it's been so many years, nothing has happened. But I think the foldable phone is something which is like big now, ki people are taking double phone, and Samsung निकाल दिया, तो I'm sure Apple भी निकाल देगा जल्दी. But other than that, I don't know much about the phone industry. In our industry there is a lot of innovation happening. If you see, the ring, as we were talking about. So earlier people used to have the watches, and then watches started going slimmer, and now it's going in the ring, right? So wearable space is evolving very fast. Headphone space, maybe if you see, there is health, which is starting to come on. If you put the earphone here, there is health tracking, which is the future probably starting to happen. Then even if you look at language translation, is getting much faster, that you start talking, I'm talking to you in a language and the translation is happening. So there is a lot of tech happening on that side, and probably we will be one of the fastest guys in all these areas.
Right. I mean, see, you've done it in your category. I'm pretty sure ये question आपसे बहुत लोग पूछते होंगे everywhere you go. Is there a plan to ever get into the smartphone industry? बोट कभी स्मार्टफोन बनाएगा?
अरे नहीं, एक आपने वो रिचर्ड ब्रांसन ने बोला था, if you are a billionaire, open an airline, you'll be a millionaire, right? So I think same thing applies to us. अगर आप करोड़पति हो, आपको लखपति बनना है, तो आप मोबाइल कर लो, right? I think there are a lot of people who've lost a lot of money, and mobile market unfortunately is more about it's not, even all these mobile guys, I don't know whether they are actually in losses or they are declaring losses, but they are not making money. So I have no idea where अभी हम मोबाइल नहीं कर रहे, but never say never. But अभी जो हम कर रहे हैं वो ठीक से कर ले, वही बड़ी बात है. तो अभी हम नहीं कर रहे मोबाइल.
नहीं, अच्छा कर रहे हो आप, सेकंड लार्जेस्ट बन गए हो, so you're doing a very good job over there. That's why the question came from there. ठीक है, हमने बोट की बात करी. एक ऐसा हर एंटरप्रेन्योर का ना एक एस्पिरेशनल लीडर होता है, ग्लोबल लेवल पे होता है, इंडियन लेवल पे होता है. आप किसको लुक फॉरवर्ड करते हो? Whose quotes do you follow the most? Do you live by quotes?
On the business side, I like this Jeff Bezos. मेरे को लगता है कि he's built a terrific company. If you look at people here in this room also, I'm sure we shop on Amazon a lot, right? This guy is sitting there in Amazon in US, and we are here buying products from Amazon, which are delivered in the next like few hours, and which are seamless experience, right? So I love the fact, I love Amazon as a company, and I think Jeff Bezos is one of these guys I look up to on the business side of things.
Interesting. So, this is not just a tech award. This is the tech and auto award, and we've got like top manufacturers here from the automotive industry as well. What would be your favorite car type? Are you a SUV kind of a guy? Are you a sedan kind of a guy? And, if you were to name a brand or like a dream car of sorts.
मेरे को यार वो लेनी है Lamborghini Urus. अभी मेरे पास इतने पैसे नहीं है, but yeah, soon. And उसकी बुकिंग भी 3 साल की चल रही है, right? Is the Lamborghini guys here? No? I would have made some friends with them or something. Ask for some demo car discount or something, right? That's one car I want to buy soon.
What do you drive currently?
I don't care about, I don't normally drive, but right now I have a GLE AMG 450.
So AMG, right? Yeah. You sit at the back seat of an AMG?
Yeah, unfortunately.
It makes sense. The traffic's really bad here. Before I let you go, one last question about your journey. If there's like a young viewer, young entrepreneur who's a part of the audience or watching this digitally, what would be your key advice for somebody just starting up? Because, इससे जुड़ा हुआ सवाल मैं और बोलूँगा, because India is now a land of opportunities, as we all know it. I was at the Apple headquarters this year. I was at the Amazon headquarters earlier. Then I was at the Google headquarters. हर जगह पे हर कोई देखता है Indian. अरे यार, it's your century. अगले 10 साल तो इंडिया के हैं. You've been here. You're leading the pack in a way. How would you, give an advice to the next set of entrepreneurs coming through?
यार मैं ज़्यादा ज्ञान और एडवाइस देता नहीं हूँ, उसके लिए ना अनुपम को बुला लिया, राइट? बट मैं अपनी इस तरफ से बोलूँ तो मेरे को लगता है कि इंडिया में तो स्टार्टअप वेव अभी शुरू हुई है, राइट? इफ़ यू सी वेयर वी वर व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड 2016, जब हमने स्टार्ट किया था ना, तो लोग ना बिजनेस को नेगेटिवली देखते थे कि बिजनेसमैन है, राइट? एंटरप्रेन्योर वर्ड भी नहीं होता था. तो बिजनेस यूज्ड टू कॉल कि तो बिजनेस शुरू कर रहा है. इवन इफ यू लुक एट माय फैमिली, my mom-in-law was like a little worried when I was starting ki while I was earning well in JBL, so she was like, why do you need to start on your own? So business used to be the big thing. Business never used to be the big thing. तो क्या होता है, एक वो गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स का एरा था, फिर वो MNC जॉब्स का एरा आया. अब I think now is the time when people don't mind joining startups or starting up on their own, because I think they have seen success stories. They have seen that you can do much better than what you were doing. And if you look at all these companies today, they are also promoting entrepreneurship, right? That bring up projects. If you look at Google, I think Sundar Pichai was also part of one of these entrepreneurship things which they were doing. So I think entrepreneurship wave is there in the country. If you look at how Startup Day is being celebrated by our government, and our Honorable Prime Minister started this Startup Day. पहले नहीं होता था ये सब यार, Startup Day. तो अभी ये celebrate हो रहा है. There are amazing TV shows like Shark Tank which have come up, which are also probably enabling startup revolution. So there is a startup wave which has started, and if you see, I see a lot of people now. If you go to a cafe, अगर आप किसी cafe में जाओ, तो पहले होता था कि वो मतलब पता नहीं क्या बात कर रहा है, लेकिन आजकल अगर आप देखोगे तो हर टेबल पे कोई ना कोई अपने दोस्तों से बात कर रहा है कि यार मुझे एक नया वेंचर स्टार्ट करना है, क्या करना चाहिए. एंड देयर आर, इफ यू गो टू कॉलेजेस, देयर आर पीपल हु आर रेडी टू स्टार्ट अप सून. So it is and there is no better time than now, because capital is available. There are so many accelerator programs. Business houses are promoting startups. So I think it's the time for India to as they say, that India will be the startup capital of the world, and inshallah that should happen soon.
Aman, this has been great, very insightful. Thank you for your time, and thank you for joining me here for this Fireside Chat.
Thank you for calling me.